Outstanding. It didn't crash. Way to go. Okay, let's see. Sergeant Dominique Green, cousin of Dominique Vert, the goddess, had been running all over the front yard with his squad in tow. Yetters, Handel, and Gray. All privates. All military. All green when it came into fighting. None had close to better check and see. Let's see, no sign of that. PFC Yetters, Private Handel, and Private Gray. No combat experience. Yeah, nothing. Nada. None had combat experience. Dealt with anything in life close to what Dominique had seen on E-Day or anywhere else, including those POW camp. Was it a death camp? I kind of have a firm definition of death camp as like a place where people are specifically sent to murder. You know, I don't know if a Soviet gulag would count as such, but you know, life in there. A lot of people died in those places. They had taken to the fighting. Current fight. In spite of lack of experience, they had taken to the fighting with gusto. Yeah, they're fabulous. Gusto, gumption, delight. They had not panicked and run off. Something that Dominique almost wished for, because it would have given him an excuse to not get into the fight. The crazy boys are sticking around, Dominique said to them. That's his trio, his men, after they got moved up to close to the main gate, where they were which was soon lost to the enemy. Guess we were a little worried you'd get angry at us and call your sister to come and beat the hell out of us. Handel jeered. She's not my sister. Dominique muttered. We've never even met. Wouldn't mind if she showed up about now. Handle continued. Did he meet? I don't think he did. Yeah, me neither. Dominique admitted. But she hasn't shown up. But she doesn't show up. But she rarely shows up. Up anywhere these days. She had turned up. Dominique forget the last time she appeared. Appearing somewhere. He had a feeling that she was actually always busy, always up to something, or always preparing for something. Kind of like a hero in a comic book. Comic book, one word? No, apparently not. Here I thought it was. Dominique and Co. got in one of the guard houses by the gate and handled manned an MG for a time, firing it off in short bursts about the gate. He didn't have much luck. But Dominique bagged a few jade. Coming through about the gates. Some fellows who tried to push in after tossing some smoke out. A few smoke grenades. That's how you gotta remember, folks, when writing an action scene, military scene. The use of smoke grenades. Kind of an important thing. I remember they were left out of Call of Duty 1, and then they were put in Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 3, and then they left them out of 4, and they never had them since, as far as I know. Not even in the new Call of Duty World War game. It's like, smoke grenades, who needs them? You probably can't program the AI to become blind by smoke, I don't know. It's kind of an odd thing that they wouldn't have them in the modern games, you know, where are smoke grenades somehow not useful anymore in Modern War? Is it because you got all these night vision goggles and stuff? I should go to the park for 4th of July, but probably will be busy. Probably a lot of people to say, hey, let's all go to the park. Nobody else probably will, and then you show up and there's a million people there. It looks like Woodstock. Except everyone's old and miserable. Let's see, so you're pushing and tossing some grades. Then they put down one fellow with a burst through his helmet. He was wearing a captured M1 helmet and clad in a boiler suit, a maintenance suit. He had been some guy, disguised soldier, apparently. He must have been some kind of infiltrator. The guys on the road were probably dead. The guys beyond the gate on the road were probably dead. Somebody caught another guy soon after. For some reason I started talking like Bogart, I don't know. I wonder what Bogart would have thought of these energy drinks. Probably would have killed him. Extra strength, 225 megagrams of caffeine. I think I actually get more energy from the double shot version. I don't know how that's possible. Maybe your body can only take so much caffeine at a time before it just warps your head. For some reason, the triple shot always makes me gassy. I don't know why, but like the first thing I do every time after I take a sip for the first time, I belch. Caught another guy soon after with 2 bursts through the chest. He didn't seem to bleed. bleed out till he hit the ground, flat on his face. Dominique felt almost bad. It was bad for the guy, because it was like, since his last view of the world was some darkness, was just some dark concrete. I mean, suppose the guy did have a whole lifetime of seeing shit before then, and he could have lived many more suns and moons if he hadn't become a terrorist. Got two? Got two. Make him mired as he reload. Keep at it, Sarge. Sarge. PFC Yetters muttered. Fine. We're looking at you. We're all lightweights. Weights next to you. If you think I'm gonna carry the team, I didn't want the guy out by the gate. Set up shop at a window. Ed said at the window. Set up shop at a big window. Let's see. From 10 meters away, Dominic put down one jade with a burst through his helmet. Look at that beautiful writing. I think I'm gonna carry the team. We got another thing coming. Dominic admitted. Replied. I'm no super soldier. No super soldier. Don't stand there thinking I can spray down an army. I can take on an army like my big sis. How old is Dominique? Let's see, Dominique signed up in 1946 at the age of 20. So he's 31. It means he's 6 years younger. Dominique was 6 years older than Dominique. Dominique being born in 0020 instead of 0026. Yeah, he'd probably be dead today if he was a real person. Let's see. And the true age. Dominique. You younger than you look, Dominique. Where the hell? I lost my place, damn it. It's because I got so many notes in the outline. So many characters to keep track of. Must feel good, though. Gray not added. What? Dominique asked. You killing Jade again. Ray replied. You said you were held in a POW camp till late in the war. Too sick to get back in the saddle and fight and get some payback. Now you can. Right, Dominique agreed. Dominique actually didn't think think of much of revenge or getting liberated from the camp. He viewed survival as his revenge, and if he went back into the fight, he'd just be giving some jade fanatic a chance to take a shot at him. He didn't want to die in that war. The last days of that war. No more than he wanted to die in the present. Seemed like he had a lot to live for. Dominique's mind, briefly, an image of Nina and her pale, naked body passed briefly through Dominique's mind before he went back to shooting. Minutes later, Jade had gotten themselves a foothold past the gate. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Perfect girly body. Men know when they see it, I suppose. Hourglass figure, lovely butt, and long legs. And I guess not much muscle about the body. Like, you know, a protective instinct kicks in, I guess. Long hair, I don't know if that's a necessity, but, you know, long hair, you know, that's another very feminine trait, so. And if you want to create the ultimate feminine looking character, that's what you want. He got themselves a foothold past the gate. A small horde of them, using rocket launchers and grenades, had taken over the closest guardhouse. They were now squeezing off shots. Guardhouse. Damn it. How hard is it to remember that you use guardhouse as two words in the story? They were now two. What would be a good name for a war guard? Sentry? Well, sentry is another word for guard, but I also use that for sentry guns. You know, automatic guns that shoot themselves. Show up a lot in science fiction. I don't know if they're a reality yet, but you'd think they would be at this point. Somewhere. We're not gonna have Ed 209 anytime soon, I don't think. But maybe, yeah, sentry guns that can guard the perimeter and are smart enough to shoot like a bad guy and not like a little kid or a goat or a dog or something. I said goat because, you know, it'll probably be deployed in the Middle East first, because, you know, I guess that's the big testing ground for all the new hardware in the world. That and, like how Spain in the Spanish Civil War was where the Nazis tested out their new guns and stuff. Well, I finished off that energy drink, bad as it tasted, so maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. Or maybe the taste is growing on me. Like how sushi grew on me. Taken over the closest. There was now a lot of fire coming from those windows of that guardhouse, some of which were facing towards Dominique's guardhouse. And they still returned fire vigorously, but Who was the guy on the machine gun? But Handel. Was Handel the one on the machine gun? Sharp burst about the gate. Sorry for dead air, folks. I'm just checking something. Where Handel was forced off the MG and took up position at the window with his M16. Two more riflemen, two more enemy Jade runners went down from Dominique's fire, and he was pretty sure both Handel and Gray popped their cherry, taking out a few of the enemy. We're lucky, Handel said. Did I just do it in say that in a black voice? I don't know. Might be psychological because Handel's a black character, and I thought maybe I should use a different kind of voice. I don't know. Let's see. Should I mention the second time that Handel is black? I'm not sure. I'm not going to mention that Dominique is white, or Gray is white, or who's the other guy? Yetters? Yeah, they're all white. I think people assume a character is white if they have an Anglo-Saxon kind of name, and you don't specifically mention them as being African. It's, you know, something you mention. Sometimes I wonder if maybe I should just not mention anything to do with race or appearance. But, I like to describe characters, so moving on. We're lucky, Handel said. Most guys don't get to. Most guys fighting Kamja Clack don't even know. Get to see the guys they're shooting at. We get to see them and know we're doing them. Yeah. I'm not sure that's parlance back then for sex. Probably not. This is 1957. But yeah, it is an alternate 1957, and people use the term cool have the term cool. And they use the term queer, and they still use the word queer, I think, for the old definition of the word, where something's just weird and strange. I think I might mention this before. I don't know if queer today has fallen out of favor. If it's like if it was a slur, or if it was co-opted by the gay community to use for themselves, or... sorry folks if you heard anything. Someone was talking to me through the door. This ring session's too gold to cancel though, so... Let's see. That's the difficulty when you're writing in a house and not in some cabin in the woods, isolated, like you're a prepper who predicted the end times. Let's see. We get to see them and know we're doing them. Yeah. Dominique agreed. Two more Jade went down. This time about that distant window. Some Jade was trying to set up a captured M16. 60 in the window. That same window. His plan was stopped thanks to a bullet. Thanks to a few bullets going through his teeth. Dominique saw some long-haired Jade woman among the fighters. There's dressed in a boiler suit. Another maintenance suit. Maintenance suit. Dominique wondered how dumb those guys. Wondered how she could have fooled. Wondered how she could have fooled anybody. Anybody in that get up. You might have had better luck disguising herself as some prostitute to get into the base. A lot of guys around here love to whore around. A few Jade with more body armor on their clothes, forms pushed up closer to Dominique's guardhouse. One of them had a rifle, bullet M16. The other had some WZ 57 SMG. Both came under fire and threw themselves prone, squeezing off shots in the open. A few guys on the way, and Dominique caught their fire and went down dead. Dominique managed to kill the SMG gunner with a volley. Some other guy got the M16 welder with a hand grenade, and ended up rolling right by the guy's belly, with him oblivious. The results were not pretty. On that cheerful note, let's sign off here, folks. Have a nice day. Enjoy your 4th of July.